By the time 2021 hits, the Adobe Flash program will have finally bitten the bullet. I'm not too happy with seeing Flash go, but I'm not gonna shit talk a dead guy, and most programs are already running on HTML5, so it's whatever. By all accounts though, we're witnessing the end of an era. If we're going off today's standards, Flash is a slow, janky, bloated pile of shit. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and deny that. But with me rose-tinted nostalgia glasses, that shit turns to sapphire. Back in the day, Flash was the be-all, end-all in terms of internet content. The videos and games I experienced as a youngster shaped me childhood and molded me into the annoying, confused, and possibly disturbed individual I am today, and none of that would have ever been possible without some relaxed parenting mixed in with some good old Adobe Flash. As a youngster, I never had the money for no fucking PS2, and the PS1 I had was shot to shit. So I had the choice of either opening up a book and learning something useful, or rotting my young brain out by learning how to use a computer with Adobe Flash installed on it. I don't know very much, but I'm educated enough to know that education sucks. So I fired up my Windows XP desktop and I started learning all the ropes. That piece of shit had more viruses than a 70s porn star, but I was gonna push that bastard to its limits, all in the name of entertainment. At some point in time, I discovered Newgrounds.com, and I fell in love with it, me buddies. Honest to God, I can't give you an exact age, but I can tell you for a fact that it was way too fucking young. I'm not even joking when I tells you that me and me buddies, I had them all corrupted, right? Me and me buddies would be in kindergarten role-playing as characters from Madness in Ed's World. Better times, man, way better fucking times. So in honor of all the deadly memories that wouldn't have been possible without Flash, I'm gonna have a look back on some classic Newgrounds Flashes and the characters that brought him to life. But before I goes further, remember that I'm a fucking idiot and this video ain't meant to educate newcomers. I'm just going back through some childhood memories, man. Educational flashes were always the shits anyways, so I promise you won't be missing out on much. With all that aside, thanks to Ali for even watching this video so far, and I hope he enjoys watching it as much as I enjoyed putting it together. I don't want to get blamed for all the filler on the go, so let's jump into the first series. If we were to take Tankman and low budget porno games out of the equation, Pico is easily the face of Newgrounds. Created by the granddaddy of Newgrounds himself, Tom Fulp, Pico is a ginger bastard who shoots up goth cunts, ninjas, and cartoon bears all for shits and giggles. He's best friends with an Asian whore who's lactose intolerant, and a black guy who's too forgettable to talk about. Pico's school starts out like any other boring Flash would, but thankfully, some goth goofballs show up to kick her in gear. This game might look primitive by today's standards, but besides the solid gameplay and funny shit you can do in this game, there's actually a really inspiring message hidden behind the chicks with dicks in the bathroom style adventures. Early on in the game, you runs into a goth goofball in the midst of all the shooting. Buddy says some dumb shit about revenge, and Pico sets this buddy straight. Before the god phase bullshit, this buddy was into alternative, hip-hop, all these dumb fucking stupid clicks. He can't just be himself. He's always following a burnt trend, not realising that there's a life after school, and all the garbage with jocks and preps or whatever else doesn't last forever. Pico says pretty much the same thing at the final boss too, so it's a consistent message. This Flash came right off the heels of the Columbine shooting, you gotta remember that. Back when shooting up a school was almost unheard of. From that point forward though, tons of kids made the retarded decision to kill innocents for a variety of stupid reasons, man. It's just crazy how a game from over 20 years ago can still be just as relevant in today's society. All the sad shit aside though, Pico's school was a huge success, with Pico himself becoming a fan favourite. And in 2006, the national holiday of Pico Day was founded. Every April or May, I don't really know, they changes up the fucking dates all the time, but originally it was April 30th. Users upload a shit ton of deadly games, flashes, art, and music to the site. Definitely the Christmas of Newgrounds, no doubt about it. Pico represents everything Newgrounds was. A red hot, ball-busting, in-your-face website that knew how to make you laugh and damn sure knew where to fucking shoot at. Pico has, and always will be, crunk faux shizzle. Holy fuck, I'm sorry boys, I had to, it was in the script, it's not my fault. Moving on. Take this as you will, but when I was a kid, me buddies wanted to be like LeBron James, 50 Cent, you know, like important people like that. But as a youngster myself, I wanted to be just like Ed Gold. Out of all the flashes on Newgrounds, there's not a doubt in my mind that Ed's World was the one I watched the most. There's a few things from your childhood that just like stick with you over time. And one of them moments for me was when I watched Moving Targets for the first time. It was the first upload that I watched from them, and I'm pretty sure it was their latest upload too. But I remember getting hooked on that fucking series back. I went back and binged through all their old stuff, and me parents weren't too happy with me young dumb mind being exposed to zombie attackers Santa Claus, but being the evil little bastard that I was back then, I found ways to hide me Newgrounds tabs. And as the years went on, I was watching all of their stuff on both YouTube and Newgrounds. Never needed no fucking bell icon neither, but ye youngsters got it lucky today. I started damn near every day by going to the desktop and checking their page out. I had the Ed's World fever, and I wasn't looking for a cure. Like I said earlier though, I wasn't the only kid in Newfoundland getting corrupted. I introduced Ed's World to the other kids in me class, and we'd all pretend to be boys from the show. It was fucking awesome, man. You had to see it to believe it, You can't take them kind of fucking memories away. But that ain't even the best part. In either 3rd or 4th grade, an Ed's World episode about global warming came out. And it just so happened to be Earth Day in a tiny little Newfoundland school. With fuck all else to do, we finally got the teacher to break down from all of our begging, and with the deadly humour and good morals for the kiddies, I actually managed to impress me teacher. Some fucking how we even managed to convince the teacher that 25 feet under the seat was about the dangers of water pollution. I don't know how I managed it either. Dumb luck, I fucking suppose. Ed's World never kept me out of trouble completely though. One sex joke too many in movie makers got me a one-way ticket to detention. Arseholes back. The social commentary must have been too deep for him. There's a reason why I was so into Ed's World though. It's not just about the looks, since it's as good as it gets in terms of comedy. Ed Gold was fucking hilarious, and his style of humour was so outside the box and unique that you just can't help but remember it. Sadly, nothing lasts forever, and on my birthday, March 25th, 2012, Ed Gold died after a long battle with leukemia. I found this out after scrolling through some comments on Moving Targets, ironically. Comments were coming in by the second, with most of them saying rest in peace Ed, which was obviously touching, but like, there was like hundreds and hundreds of comments, man. I went on the main page, and sure enough, R.I.P. Ed Gold 1988 to 2012 was published just a few hours prior. I cried, and I cried a lot. Had to be for at least a few hours. I was fucking heartbroken, and I remembers feeling sick over it for a little while. Just felt like half my childhood was gone, just like that. The last episodes that Ed made were great: Space Face, Hammer and Fail. And since his death, the Ed's World Legacy Project was founded to continue on the legacy that Ed left behind. I've got so much pride and respect for everyone involved in all these new videos, but in my own opinion, the episodes since Ed's passing just don't hold up to the amazing stuff that Ed made. I watched the entirety of Fun Dead and a few bits and pieces of the other episodes, but I just couldn't get into it. Ed's World apparently has a huge fan base now though. I've been looking through all the fucking DeviantArts and that. There's like thousands and thousands of just like art about this series, and I'm glad that these new episodes could introduce so many new people to such a great and fantastic series. I might not be super into the new stuff, but the Ed's World cast still gave me memories and moments that'll last me a lifetime. I wouldn't trade them for the world. So if Tom, Matt, Tord, or anyone else who was involved with Ed's World back in the day is watching this, Jesus man. There ain't enough paper in Newfoundland to express how grateful I am for the laughs. You're all amazing, and I wishes you the best in whatever you're at nowadays. Thanks, boss. Legit, fucking thanks for everything. Now this one right here, this gotta be the cutest series on the planet, man. Honest to Bridget. Nothing perks your day up like seeing a 5-minute flash of pure, innocent, honest to God sweetness. Besides all the cute shit though, this proves me point that women are fucking nuts. Putting boys to sleep, cracking necks. Like this rabbit missus don't fuck around, Every episode of There She Is has a pretty similar format. You got a rabbit and a cat coming together and loving each other, despite the people around them being arseholes about the two of them being from a different species. But despite the abuse and the shit the pair of them goes through, you can't put a stop to love. Some shit happens at the end of the series, but it's too fucking cute to spoil, so I'll leave ye to it. Even if the themes are the same, all of the episodes come off as fresh and unique, even after rewatching them all these years later. If you haven't watched There She Is before, or you're a bored crooked arsehole looking back on the glory days like myself, I recommend you to give it a go. This shit ages like French wine, me buddies. Good few years later, and it's still got the same charm it had when she first popped out. Trust me boys, this kind of shit could bring cats and rabbits together for fuck's sake. Spend 20 minutes out of your day and give it a watch. You won't regret it.
Who is it?
It's the plumber.
Plumber? I didn't call a plumber.
Before I starts this section, I gotta let all of you know right now that I'm under the influence of alcohol, because God help me if I did this shit sober. But every series I've talked about so far has had a bit of attention, but despite having high ratings across the board, by view count alone they aren't even close to being near the top. But being popular doesn't always mean that you can't be the drizzling shits. Twilight is me witness to that, so go to fuck youngsters, cause we're gonna talk about porn. As much as I hates to admit it, there's a ton of shit on Newgrounds. Whether it's weird kid games that barely escape a blame, dress up games, retarded puzzle games, stupid shit like that. But out of all the low grade crap on Newgrounds, porn games are easily the most abundant. If you browse the all time game section by view count, you're gonna see tons of low quality porn games with either bad or stolen art, broken English for dialogue, and little to no gameplay value other than crusty anime porn for really desperate losers. The penis is mightier than the pen, I knows that for a fact. The series that took all of this loneliness to a new level would have to be Meat and Fuck though. I honestly got no clue what to call Meat and Fuck, but I suppose I should start off with the dialogue. If you ask me, I'd say these games could totally help you talk to girls. That's right, believe it or not, starting a conversation off with a missus by asking her if she wants to get banged in the arse won't get you the best reaction. But do not worry me son, cause just like in real life, if this missus never ran away, called the cops, or filed 50 restraining orders on you simultaneously, you gets to take a deep breath and try again. A hello might be a good first option for the next time. Just a quick tip. If you can get past the Dark Souls dialogue, get ready for some of the most retarded minigames like ever. You might get something unique like shooting at boogers in a spaceship, but most of the time, you're getting a foreplay scene. Now I don't know who thought these segments up, but whoever it was must have been deep into all that Kama Sutra stuff. As every high class woman knows, rubbing the puss is a one-way ticket to the boulevard of broken dreams. As a wise man once said, rub a kneecap and put a finger in her bum. It's the only way to make her come. That wise man was me, by the way. Sage advice, I really knows that. All jokes aside, if you're over 18 and bored as fuck as me hole, I'd say playing through a few of these games is good for a laugh. Make sure you look through the reviews too. A whole book's worth of bad English, rotten perverts, and really cheesy sex jokes.
I love these games. Which girls were this easy to fuck?
I love sex awesome fuck. I mean, does he not like getting hard? Wow, you pussy fuck then the ass and she still gives you head. Amazing!
Good. This is great. My laptop is full of cum.
Meat and fuck games ain't too common on Newgrounds anymore. They got a pay to enter website which costs $20 US a month. Not even joking you. I mean, at that point boys, just get a hooker bot. The only minigame you'll need to deal with then is the fastest route to your nearest prostate doctor. I mean, at least there's no booger shooting bot. Take that for what you will. Jesus, what a hangover that was. Alright, I can't even fucking kid, boys. I'm still loaded. I'm pissed drunk tonight. Alright, I'm not even faking it for the script. I'll move on to the behemoth now. Hold on. Flash games and movies weren't ever really thought of as cutting edge by the mainstream. At least not back in the day. Indie games are fucking everywhere now, sure. But back when the behemoth released Alien Hominid on consoles, it wasn't nearly as common. Thankfully, a game centered around a yellow alien fucker shooting everything in its path turned out to be a huge hit with all the kiddies around. Like I mentioned earlier on, me parents weren't shelling out money for no fucking PS2 or GameCube. At least not until 2010. I ended up getting that PS2 after. But believe it or not, me only experience with Hominid comes from the Newgrounds prototype. When that Steam version comes out though, jumping Jesus tonight. If me hours played aren't in the triple digits, I'm doing Newgrounds a disservice. I mentioned a while back that I had a computer as a youngster, but sadly, shit PCs cannot last forever, and one virus too many led to me computer hitting the scrapyard. And me parents finally hit the local EV Games to pick me up a 360.
Whoa, hey guys, welcome to EV Games.
2012 I think was the year. Might have been no, it was 2012. I'm positive, man. I don't fucking know. I might have spent a good bit of me Xbox days raging on World at War or tearing up the league in NHL 14 or getting yelled at by overweight neckbeards on MW2. But Adobe flashes are almost like the fucking mob. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. I don't know what the fuck that was. That wasn't even Italian or Russian. Holy fuck, I shouldn't act out of script drunk ever again. My mistake. The Xbox Live Arcade nearly always had some Newgrounds stuff in the top 20. So I bought Super Meat Boy, Castle Crashers, Battle Block Theater, all those games, me buddy. Like me and me buddies, we'd play Castle Crashers non-stop, and because I was broke as fuck, they'd always blame me for having a shit internet, the cunts. Goddamn cocksuckers too. Fuck ye if you're watching this video. My internet might have been shit, and it might have been my fault, but how dare you blame me for that? Like, your internet sucks, how about that? Go fuck yourself, you cocksucking cunt. Cunt too. Yeah, just a bit of a fucking sidetrack. Sorry, I'll get back on topic now. Hold on. But while all this was on the go, I was fiending for some computer action. Mainly because I wanted to get all me movies and games for free illegally, but I'll say it was for Newgrounds too. Adds sentimental value back, can't deny that. Thankfully, sucking up to Santa Claus for a whole month really does have its benefits. All me begging finally got me a cheap, low-end Hewlett-Packard computer. And I knew that me first games had to be Newgrounds originals. None of that first party shit, who do you think I am? Games like The Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy were huge hits on the indie market. But ye youngsters better remember that these babies came from the heart of Newgrounds, baby. Like, these could have been bland, think about that. Alright, I'm not gonna go too fucking crazy. He knows these games weren't getting banned. Like, all the games off Newgrounds that made it to the Steam store, instant fucking classics, every single one of them, and it's mainly because all the developers behind them, they're some of the most talented and most underlooked people on the fucking planet. But I'm gonna tell ya, all these deadly games definitely brought you the problems of the future today. You fucking knows it. Fuck bah. I mean, pardon if I sounds a bit sloppy, but I barely knew where to start on this video. Only God knows how I'm gonna end her. I guess I'll end off by first mentioning that Newgrounds is almost like a mother in a lot of ways. A mother on a tank packed with the genes of an Uzi-wielding ginger, an undead clown, and a tiny alien bastard, but a mother nonetheless. It wasn't just the birthplace of mine and many other people's childhood and teenage memories, but it also gave a platform for a ton of incredibly talented creators to share and develop. I ain't no fucking surveyor, but I'm sure if you asked any of the old school animators on YouTube where they started off, a good few of them would say Newgrounds right off the bat. I have no shame whatsoever in telling you that around 3 years ago, me childhood friends and I had a school project where we had to show the youngsters how to use a computer. Teach them how to play math games, type, just boring shit like that. Being the great role models that we were, we fired those computers right over to newgrounds.com, and within an hour those kids were having the time of their lives. Fuck cool math games. These youngsters were playing Pico School and Stick RPG like pros. I'm telling you, we had them on those games. Now if they start throwing shit in the bathroom stalls, that's someone else's issue altogether. But before I heads out, I wants to let all of you know about a game that you're gonna be addicted to in the next few months. And believe it or not, it's a fucking dating sim. You should see it though, Pico Sim Date 3. It's made by a Newgrounds OG with a passion for what he does. It's fucking retarded how much heart and detail went into this game. But he deserves all the recognition in the world for this, You knows that for a fact. So go play the game, join Moosh's Patreon, or just send him some love. Make sure he tells him Carlos sent you though. Attention whoring is my specialty after all. And before me hand goes numb from writing all this shit, I knows I left out a lot, and I mean like fucking boatloads of Newgrounds content in this video, but by no means did I forget about it. It's just that a 48-hour long Newgrounds video would probably turn me pencil into a flaccid micro penis. Don't got the time for it, But if you can, I really want all ye watching this video to share your own memories of Newgrounds in the comments. The more discussion the better if you asks me. I wants my grandkids looking at this video and looking at the comments and thinking, Jesus, all these boys are smarter than our pop. Where the fuck did he go wrong? Anyways, I gotta end this video off by saying I really need to thank you all for sitting through this whole video. I don't know if it takes balls, but it definitely takes a ton of free time. So thank you for wasting it on this video, man. Share it around if you enjoyed it. And I gotta give one last thank you to the developers, staff members, artists, animators, and especially the users that defined a generation. Without ye, I'd have a pretty normal childhood. And I don't even gotta tell you how much cock that would suck. Newgrounds was totally different, and that's a part of what made it so deadly. It was everything for everyone, always and forever. This has been Leaf Carlo, and I'll see you on the right side of the rock. Have a good one.